We are here in June. We got a few pallets of lettuce to go ahead and sell, and good news about our silo bunker is, silage bunker, is it is 71% fermented, so we will be able to sell that today once it finishes up. But after our loan payment came out, we're down to $575. So first things first, we're gonna sell a couple pallets of lettuce real quick. So just to make sure that we do make it to where we can sell those silage. If any operating expenses do come up. So hopefully we can get our tractor repaired today. And then we will see whether or not we have enough to buy our harvester after all that silage is sold. So that would be nice. But the other thing we have to do today is our field. Our hay field is ready to be mowed. All right. So we're getting about $1,100 for each pallet. So that's not a bad deal. So go ahead and sell this last one, and I think we'll hook up the mower and we'll start once we get down there on the mowing. So that would be nice. Open up the shed. So I was messing around with precision farming on another save file. And I think the reason why my nitrogen isn't updating is because I don't have a crop sensor in this tractor, and I don't have one mounted on the front when I'm spreading fertilizer. So I think we will have to look into getting one of those at some point, whether it's in a tractor that can support it, or if we have to buy the one that you add on the front. But the other problem with this is we don't have a 3-point on the front, so we can't spread fertilizer and have the sensor mounted at the same time. So we got a few things to think about there. All right, but let's see what we get yield-wise off of this field now that it's been planted. Looks like we're getting a pretty good yield down on our map, so we will get this cut, and then we will get back to you guys once we get it all picked up and loaded into the silage bunker. So we will catch you guys then. All right, so I decided to bring you guys in a little bit early. So we're gonna do a little bit of talking why I windrow. So I did notice that precision farming updated once I started cutting the grass. So have quite a huge increase from where we were sitting at before, because we were sitting at 91%. So we're going to be getting a 12% bonus. The only thing we're not really great on is weed control, but since we plowed, we're not going to get any weeds at all this year. So there's that. So hopefully with that 12% increase, what we have for our silage should be able to get us easily to what we need for the combine. Now, our tractor is really struggling with the maintenance, but I think we are getting there to where we can definitely afford to repair it. So what do we need? So if we don't need the sensor because it's going to update when we harvest, we're still going to need a combine and the header. So there's that. We're going to need a silo to store the crop in. So we also need to figure out where we want to put that. And then I still want to put down a chicken coop. But the chicken coop isn't going to be put down until we do start harvesting, because I don't want to put well, I mean, we could put down the chicken coop. Just wouldn't put any chickens in it until we started harvesting, and having chickens in it is what's going to produce our income from that. So I think we'll hold off on the chicken coop until we do get the harvest done, just to make a little bit more sense. Like, we don't want to pay those daily upkeep costs on something that's not producing us income. And with now, speaking of that, we're still keeping the haystack because that's what we're going to use to store our straw when we harvest the oat. Because I think straw, we are going to need a little bit of straw when we do decide to do cattle. So I think we'll keep some straw to make TMR and use as bedding for some manure. But I think we might, depending on how much we get, we might be able to go ahead and sell some. Not sure if we'll get cows within this next year, but having it on the off chance just to make sure that they're fed is what we want to do. I probably should not have done the headlands first. But no big loss. Yeah, so that's one of those things that we're going to be looking into, is ultimately getting a little bit of a dairy farm going. That way we can produce that milk, and then also we'll be trying to cycle through both our chickens and our cows. As they get older, we want to make sure that we have space for the calves to come in or the chicks to come in. So I think when we do get chickens, we'll only buy enough to be able to have plenty going while we're growing up the babies. So I want to kind of look into how many that is, depending on the size of the chicken coop, of course. Because a chicken matures in 6 months, if I remember correctly. And then it takes 2 months for them to hatch some new chicks. So we're looking at an 8-month growth cycle for the chickens. Ooh, that is tight. All right. I think it probably would have been better to do 2 headlands on this one. Just for a little bit more turn space on this machine. But I think we might end up doing, to be on the safe side, we do 4 sets of chickens. So whatever our chicken coop holds divided by 4. It's kind of what I do with when I do pigs. Just so we have that constant flow of income from selling the critters and then also the income from the products that they're producing. Now I know with chickens it's only $20 chicken, but even if we only do 10 chickens a month, that's $200, so that goes a little ways. I try to turn this way, make sure we don't run over our crops. Because since this is past the first growth stage on these crops, I'm pretty sure crop destruction is going to be a thing. So thankfully we were able to throw down the fertilizer we needed to throw down on the planting. Otherwise we would have had to do it last month, and that just because I don't have narrow tires is one of those things I worry about. I don't want to damage our crops if I can avoid it. But we got 2 months before we harvest the oats, and then another 3 months before we harvest our grass again. So we'll be looking at harvesting oats in August and then grass in September. And then I don't think we'll get another cut after September because November would still... We'll have to look at what it looks like in December, but I don't think it gets a growth stage in December. So we'd be looking at 2 cuts this year. But that would also mean that we would be able to cut instantly in March next year if we leave it. And I think that might be what we want to do. But I wanted to see about how much grass we actually got off of this field. Because the harvest map looked pretty good. as far as the yield. Got a lot of the green, or the dark green, so 125% and 120 for the most part. A lot of it is over 100. And then we got a little bit in there with 90 and 80, yeah. But for the most part, it's 120, 125% yield, which is great. So I'm almost kind of curious to see which silage bunker is going to be more full, the one that we filled up last month and compacted, or the one that we're going to be filling up this month and compacting as well. So definitely put your guesses down below in the comment section to see which one you think is going to be the most full, whether it's the one from this month or last month. And then we will let you know at the end of the episode. And we'll see who's right. And now it is time for everybody's favorite segment, the shameless plug. So, if you are not subscribed already, please smash that subscribe bell to make sure you're notified whenever new content comes out from my channel. If you enjoyed the video so far, please hit the like button. It helps me out a ton, and it costs you absolutely nothing. But after that, we will go ahead and we will grab our forage wagon and I will get this picked up. I think what I will do, since I'm going to be compacting at the same time, well, not compacting, but filling the bunker silo at the same time, I think we will, I think we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of a time lapse since we haven't done one yet today. But first, I want to go ahead and check to see where we're at on silage. See what... Oh, I do want to refill the silage additive before... Well, I can wait till it runs out and then come pick it up. But, ooh, 80% fermented. We're going to make money today. Lots and lots of money. But, all right. I will catch you guys after this time lapse. all of it. We just got to get it all dropped off. Make sure I turn this off so we don't pick up what we have in the silo. It looks like we did have plenty of silage additive, so that's a good thing there. Now, if I can just squeeze a little bit more into here, then we'll get to compacting, because the only fair way to assess which one has more is to compact both of them. Now, currently this one has 196,206 liters in it, and oh, okay, this one is definitely a lot less. This is 159, but that's still quite a bit more than what I was expecting from that small of a field. I am going to go ahead and grab my bucket to kind of level it out when I drive over. But we will get that compacted. I did think about mowing the field grass, but I'm not sure if we should just yet. It is ready to mow. After doing all that mowing, we might just save it for next month. The grass isn't going to go anywhere. But I will skip through this for you guys. That way you don't have to watch another compacting montage. So I will see you guys once this is compacted. So we finished compacting, and our total is 158,746 liters. We are going to go ahead and blanket that. But when I was about 60% done compacting this one, got this other beautiful notification that our first one is completely filled with silage. So we will get this all loaded. I think I can open up both ends. Yep, perfect. So let's go ahead and tuck away the roller. I did put dualies on the back just to see if I can't compact a little bit faster. It did seem to help a little bit just because of the extra weight. So we're going to go put our roller away, and we are going to go load up and make some money. But I will bring you guys back in once we have sold our silage. Wrong thing. I might want the bucket for loading. So we will see you guys then. Finally got this bunker silo emptied. And we will have to... I wonder why that's right there. That's kind of weird. But bunker silo is emptied. Our trailer is full, so we're going to go dump the last little bit with our bucket as well. But so far we've made a decent amount. We should be able to afford our harvester and repair our tractor this month. But I wanted to kind of look at something with you guys. So while I was offloading, okay, we noticed something on the used market. So, on the used side, there is one a little bit bigger of a trailer, which wouldn't be bad. But we also had this harvester here. It costs about 15,000, which is a little less than half of the asking price normally. It's got 19 hours on it, so not that bad of hours. But it can hold just about what we were already looking at. So if we go into harvesters, this is the one we were looking at. And then this is the one that's on the market. So it can go up. Well, actually, the one we were looking at goes up a little bit higher capacity. Now, this one says they can also harvest corn and sunflowers, but I don't see. Oh, it says the header can do corn and sunflowers. Okay, interesting. So we might actually just go ahead and go with the Massey Ferg. Because this one, its corn header that it has is only 3 meters wide, and the regular header is 4 meters wide as well. But it does look like, I believe the header, yeah, the header's more expensive. So I think we're just gonna go ahead and go with the Massey Ferg. But I am gonna come drop our tractor off and trailer up at the farm. I am going to go ahead and repair the tractor because she has needed it for some time. This maintenance is well overdue. It's probably going to end up costing us around 12,000 if I remember correctly. So we will take a look to see. Actually, I wonder if I pull up on the pallets, is that where the hitbox is actually supposed to be for this shop? Ah, okay. So repair is going to be 11,400. So we'll do that, and that will get our tractor running nice and smoothly again. And then I will run up to the shop and get our harvester. So we will skip ahead to where I am at the shop, and we will see you guys then. Made it up to the shop. Time to purchase our harvester. So we're going to go ahead and get this one. I think we can actually afford to get the big extension on it. We want a roof. Oh, we can even put a cabin. And it's got a fan in there. Yeah. So we're gonna wanna kind of protect ourselves a little bit from the elements. What kind of wheels? Well, those are a little bit beefier. So we got Michelin and BKTs. So I think I want to go with the Michelin. Yeah, so 14,000 there. And then we want to go ahead and grab our header for that as well. All right. So now we have our harvester and our header. Oh man, listen to that baby purr. Question is, when we use it, do we have to unfold it? It doesn't look like it. Okay. How far out does that pipe go? Not too terribly far, but just enough to get the trailer in underneath. Okay. So we'll get this down to the farm. Got lucky there was no traffic that time. But it will be a little bit of time before we're going to be ready to harvest. We still have 6,000 in the bank. So I think we should be able to afford our grain silo and our chicken coop. Another thing we're going to have to do next month is probably put another coat of fertilizer down on this field over here. So, oh man, this is nice. The fan going. I mean, it's not a whole lot of technology in here. Just good old Massey Fur harvester. Oh man, this is gonna be awesome. This is going to be awesome. All right, so I don't think we're gonna have room in the shed for this just yet. So we'll put it under the cover of these trees, and then shut her down. Alright guys, so harvester purchased. Tractor finally repaired. Do have another pallet that I think we will save for next episode to go ahead and sell. We've got a lot to do next episode. Probably end up filling this bunker silo back up with all the field grass. Won't be nearly as much as what we mowed today, because that was a lot. But we do want to kind of mow the grass around everything, and we'll be careful around the fields to go ahead and make sure that we get that as well. But yeah, I think that is where we're going to call it today, especially since it is now 7:36 at night in June. So I think we're going to go ahead and call it a day, maybe go grab a meal, and we will catch you guys all next time.